Jai Hind viewers, welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to talk about my journey to 17 SSB board, how my journey was, what all did I learn about travel experiences, documentation part concerned, and also the regular stages of the selection process. So stay tuned.
The heads are up, the chests are out, the arms are swinging and cadence count. Sound off. 1, 2. Sound off. 3, 4. Cadence count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So, starting from the first thing, that how I got into the selection process of the 17 SSB board. It was the SSC Tech entry through which I applied, and I am in my final year of graduation, BTech Computer Science and Engineering. So I applied and I got shortlisted, and there all I selected the date, and I was shortlisted for SSC Tech Army, and in that I got 17 SSB board. So I was reporting there. Now, talking about some prerequisites that you need to know. So there are particularly 5 stations in Bangalore, and to be precise, 3 stations as per as my knowledge, that is SMVT, KSR or SBC, and Yashwantpur. So if you are traveling from anywhere in India, try to reach 2 or 3 days before to Bangalore, and this is especially for freshers. And from these 3 stations that I mentioned, the distance to the SSB center is approximately 11 to 12 kilometers, which is a good thing. So you can take stays nearby and you can stay there, or 2 more stations, but I don't know much about that. And the metro facility in the city is not to every part of the city. It is limited to a certain area only. So that's why I told that the 3 stations that I mentioned, try to reach there, and from there, for girl students, in their call up letter, they will mention that they will get accommodation one day prior to their reporting. And for boys, there is a Gurudwara that is there in the nearby 1 kilometer radius of the selection center, and there you can get like 250 rupees for one night stay. So that's pretty reasonable for a city like Bangalore. So it was pretty good. And now coming back to the documentation part. So the first document that you need to carry is your application form, duly signed with photograph. So you need to self attest it. Okay, basically, and you need to carry 2 copies of it. Okay, the second thing is your 10th and 12th mark sheet with passing certificates of both of the certificates, 10th and 12th, and photocopy of both of them. Okay, and then there is grade history that you require, like up to 6 semester you mentioned in the SSC Tech entry. So you need to carry doc all the semester mark sheets till 6th semester. Apart from that, if you have got your all semester mark sheet, you can mention that as well. Then there is CGPA conversion certificate. Then you require a control of examination certificate. It's all there in the document that they provide, of like appendix A, appendix B. It is attached with the call up letter, so you can just download all the appendixes and just get a printout of that, and just you can submit that to your college, and the college will get all that approved. So in that, all these certificates are coming that I mentioned. You just note it down. In future, you just correlate it with all the appendixes and just get it done before you go to your SSB. It's important. So coming back to the certificates, it's certificate by principal. You need to get a certificate signed by a principal, a declaration of marks that you have submitted. Also something new here, that get a PIQ, your PIQ form printed out. They want it, and a risk certificate. You all know about that. Then that is traveling allowance. Some of the freshers, they get it done, but for us it was not. This time we didn't get TA because it's my third attempt. So I don't think that we are allowed to get TA. So apart from that, bed sheet, pillow cover, full shirt, pant, tie, shoes, formals, and all of that, white shorts, white t-shirt, photographs as in passport size photographs, 30 passport size photographs are required. They require it for in every document. You need to paste it, so you require it. And lock and key, obviously. If you get screened in stage 1, then in stage 2 there is lock and key, lock that is provided, and you need to like put key in there, so you require it. So apart from this, now we'll come to my reporting day. So I reached Bangalore 3 days prior to my SSB, and I had some friends of my college there. So they were working there, so they helped me with everything, and so I didn't take stay in Bangalore, and I reported 5 at 5:30 to Selection Center South. It was approximately 7 kilometers from where I was, and I reported there, and there were students already waiting outside the gate. And after the chit chat started, where are you from, and all of that. So we were having a conversation with each other and talking about our previous experiences. Some were freshers, some were repeaters, some were hardcore repeaters were also there. So after that, around 6 o'clock, they told us about document verification. So in the first document verification, they required your Aadhaar card and your application form. As I mentioned, you have to fully fill the application form, self attest it, and they will take that. Apart from that, no other document was checked at that point of time. After that, they told us to take breakfast and put our luggage to a certain area, restricted area that was there. They provided that, and after that, after breakfast, they told us to line up for our documentation again. So they gave us our chest numbers, and then they took us to a hall that was there. And in that hall, we were made to fill certain forms that everybody knows that when you go to SSB, you need to fill certain forms about yourself. So we filled all those forms, submitted that, and after that, all the documentations were as they are mentioned in your call up letter, serial number wise, like your application form, then your call up letter, then your 10th mark sheet, then your 10th passing mark sheet, then your 12th mark sheet, then your 12th passing mark sheet. After that, your bona fide certificate, your CGPA conversion certificate, all semester mark sheets, Aadhaar card, and all other necessary documents that are mentioned. Please try to carry them, because I am mentioning it again and again. 10 times I have seen that students get document out, and it's not a good thing. Let me tell you, it's not a good feeling. Then you reach such a place and you find that you are document out, and it doesn't show a good impression to the people that are there. And in your SSBs also, they'll ask you that did you get screen out, and if you mention that your document out, it shows that you are not serious about your SSB. So please don't do that. Do rectify all the sections of the call up letter that is there. Cross check it, 10 times cross check it, and try to take each and every document as mentioned in that call up letter, so you won't face any issue. Now, coming back to my further process. So OIRs, after that OIR test was conducted. So in OIR test, as we all know, there are 60 questions verbal test, 60 questions non-verbal test. I think it was DIPR 52 in my case. Both verbal and non-verbal were 52. After that, we were told to wait for a few minutes, and after that we were given time to take rest. And after that, period of 5 minutes or 6 minutes was given to us. After that, PPDT happened, and in that PPDT, a picture was shown. So I will display a picture. So in that picture, what I could clearly see was a girl and two boys on either side of her, and they were in a some market like situation. And in the girl was was carrying a paper like thing in her hand. So that was all that I could see, and from that I perceived that in my story there were three characters, age between 22 to 23, all in positive mood, and the action of my story was uh, uh, s- uh, like create documenting fertilizers usage in the area. So I made took Ravi as my main character, who was a 22-year-old student of BE in agriculture, and he got a final year project to develop, and he with his teammates decided to take soil samples from the nearby area and the fertilizer samples that were there, and their then get a report on that how these fertilizers are taking are affecting the soil, and how beneficial it is, and also the cost comparison of it with organic manure and traditional methods that are there with the farmers. And all my actions was related to these all things, that they took it to the lab, they prepared a report. In that report, the details analysis of the data related to the fertilizers containing all the necessary minerals or not, and all of that, and the soil content and their correlation and everything I mentioned. And at last I told that they submitted the report successfully, and that's all. After that, after like half an hour, the GD started. In the GD, I confidently explained my story, and after that, after my narration, they were like, I think approximately 10 to 12 people were there in each group, and after that, GD happened. Unfortunately, I was screened out this time as well. Now I will talk about the points that I think that I was screened out because of. So why I'm telling you this is that if somebody is out there like me, a fresher or a repeater who is trying to find problems in his in his performance that is there in the SSB, I am trying to tell them that like through my experience, maybe they'll find that it's their problem as well, or they are also not able to perform well in with the same point because of the same points. So let's talk about it. The first point that I think, after giving three SSBs, is that OIR is a issue. I think so, because what I saw was that many of the repeaters, they already knew each and every answer of OIR, because I think they already prepared on OIR, as far as my uh, perspective is concerned. I practiced OIR, but not like they did. I basically solved a few questions, a few paper that was available online, and apart from that, I didn't do anything. But they seemed to like memorized all the answers, and I think that happened because they had an access to all the previous DIPR questions, and that they are available in the market or online as well. So I think that before going to any SSB selection center, one needs to go through which OIR is currently being presented in that particular selection center, and one can get that. So that is the first point, that I think that I need to get OIR 1 or OIR 2. 100% I need to get that, because PPDT alone is not going to get selected, because I don't think so that in a like group of 10 or 12 people, assessors are correctly able to like get to your best performance. They look to your OIR, I think, and they just cross check it, cross examine it, and OIR plays an important role in that. Although none of the video that I found on YouTube talk about OIR. People think that OIR is a easy thing. People talk about PPDT, but I think that OIR is the main thing that is causing trouble in my case. So I don't know about you. If you are facing the same issue, if you're not able to find that a mistake in your PPDT, in your perceiving thing, in your narration part, in your action part. So I think OIR is the issue. You should work on OIR. So talking about the second point that I think, that is, I found that maybe I am too loud in the GD part. Okay, I am a bit more aggressive. It so happened that when the GD started, I was able to uh, curate more points, because the common story in the group was my story. So people agreed to my points whenever I presented a point that, gentlemen, I think that this can also be action. So they agreed. Okay, agreed to gentlemen, agreed to chess number 75. So it was consecutively it was happening. So I think that maybe the assessor wanted me to listen a little rather than speaking every time. So I think that that could be an issue. The third thing which I did was that after the GD ended, the assessor told that they generally tell us that get to a common point, nominate someone and get to a common point. So I should have not nominated someone else. I did that because I thought that maybe someone else should get a chance. So I selected a candidate, and I told him that yeah, chess number this, I think that he should be nominated. And to my surprise, everybody agreed. Just how it happened in the group discussion, the same thing happened during the nomination part. I nominated someone and everybody agreed. I presented a part and everybody agreed. Nobody was cross questioning me or presenting their own views, and that was a problem. I thought it was a positive thing, but I think that it was a negative thing for me. And if I was presenting all the points, then the group should have nominated me and I should have patiently waited for that. But I just simply nominated someone, and that person was not able to uh, complete the story in the way he or she should have. So because of that, the assessor again told that after his narration, he told that any more points anyone would like to add. Now, at that point, I should have again added a few points, but I didn't, because I thought that during the whole group discussion, I was the one like showing actions and like taking the group discussion forward. So I thought that now I should not I should not tell more points and let others speak. And to my surprise, two of the chess numbers, they shared their points, that sir, I think this, sir, I think this, and you won't believe, both of them got screened in. So that is the thing. Maybe so these were some of the mistakes that I think that was the problem. Also, uh, more thing is that I think that actions were not lined up. When I cross checked my story coming back, when I came back home and I cross checked my story, I found that my actions was not in a serial order, or the micro actions were missing. So that is also a suggestion that I got from my senior. So I think that I need to put in more actions, more action oriented story, more logical story, I think. But since the group agreed to my story and my story was in common consensus, and one of the chess number also said that according to the picture perceived, I think that chess number 75 story perfectly fits with the picture, and everybody said yes, 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 I agree to chess. I was happy, but to my surprise, I was not screened in. That is why I'm mentioning it here. So any such thing, if it happens with you, then you might take into consideration the point that I mentioned. Also, if I talk about one more thing that I want to add up in the OIR section, the first section, that is the verbal test that happens. Verbal test is easy, but in the non-verbal section, people face difficulty. So one suggestion that I would like to give is that you start solving the question paper from the back, because in the back there are questions related to number series, or related to guessing the correct meaning of the word or something like that. And the starting questions are related to dice and related to number patterns, which take more time. So if you start from the back, it happened to me try twice, so I am suggesting it, that to start from the back for the non-verbal test, so you will complete it early. And that's all for this video, and I hope you liked this video. And any suggestions or any questions related to SSB, you can just mention in your comments, and I'll truly try to answer it. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.